Hello and welcome to Piggy Bank Tales. I am a woman in my late 40s living in Southern California. I live in Oxnard, California. I'm a single income household. I live in a studio, which I'm preparing to move out of the studio the first week of July. I do have an adult son, but he doesn't live with me. He lives about 4 hours away from me and he's in college. So this is going to be a video in which I'm going to reconcile some transactions. I have done a lot of spending since my paycheck one budgeting. And what I've noticed is when I'm only posting 2 videos a month, which is the paycheck one and paycheck two, sometimes one or both videos end up being a lot longer because I end up doing some of the reconciliation during each video. So maybe they deserve like a mid-month, like a week that's in between both pay periods. So that's what this video is. When I click on my main checking, here we go. It says that I have 16 new transactions to approve or categorize. And then when I went down, I did check. So I guess maybe YNAB is now downloading the transactions from my bank account correctly. It's been delayed for quite some time, but maybe it's working now. So when I looked at my credit card ones just now, I compared them to what I have on my end on the apps, and this looks correct. So we're going to go ahead and start reconciling. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to the bottom here to where they start. And sometimes I don't quite remember what some of these things were. So this one is a cash back. So when I use, I hate how it keeps like going out of screen here. Hang on one second. Let me see if I could. Okay, let's try that. See if that works. Okay, voila, perfect. Okay, so this is the cash back that I get from my Venmo Visa card. So I got $12.11 back. I think I already had mentioned these before in my last video. I believe so, because I talked about how I got the settlement check too. But again, what I'm doing is actually just saying, yes, that transaction matches what I have on my end and what my bank is saying. That's now being downloaded to YNAB. So yes, we're saying that those match. And then this was my last paycheck that I already budgeted in the last video. I did mention my electricity bill is now cheaper just for this month because I got a credit. This is a payment to my Amazon card. It's Chase, Amazon Visa. So Chase is the one that owns the card, does all the banking for the card. So I'm going to say yes. I have that matching on my end as well. And then this is my Discover card payment, which was $98.65. This was for the tire rotation and oil change I did. Emergency fund. So in my last video, I mentioned how I was putting some money into the emergency fund. This was me actually transferring it from my main checking account into my MMA account where my emergency fund is. So that is approved there. And then this is the Venmo payment that I made from my main checking for $243.91. This was my Pacific Life insurance that I just paid. It's a term life plan. Here is my Bilt. So this is a Wells Fargo. And what happens is in order to earn your points for the rent that you pay using the Bilt card, you have to make 5 transactions a month using Bilt or using the Bilt credit card, which is a Wells Fargo card. And what I do is I automatically pay my phone bill using Bilt. So that's what some of this is, about $61 here is for my phone bill. Because Bilt offers like an insurance on your cell phone. If you pay using the credit card, then you get up to an $800 credit for something happening to your phone. So if it gets lost or damaged, Bilt will cover $800 of your phone. I decided to drop my Apple Care because I think I was paying $15 a month for Apple Care, and that really adds up. I've had my phone for almost 4 years. I have a 14 Pro Max, what I'm recording on right now, and I've had it for about 4 years, so that would have added up to a lot of money. I think I've been using Bilt primarily to pay the credit card or the phone bill for the last 2 years. So I've saved some money. My phone has been fine. I haven't dropped it or lost it or had it stolen. So knock on wood. So that's what some of this payment is. The others are like when I had to buy the Starbucks reloading of my card, because Bilt has on rent day. So on the first of the month, if you purchase food items, which include like Starbucks reloading your cards and stuff, you actually get 3 times the amount of points. So I think it's 3 times. I can't remember if it's 6 times or 3 times the amount. I forget what, but I would get more points if I do it on the first. So that's what some of this is, and other little transactions I had to do in order to make the 5 separate transactions that qualify for using Bilt for getting the points for rent. Okay, and then Target. So I do like that I put my memos here. It's really helpful when I put the memos. So this was, I needed cash back for a Yelp event. So I'm a Yelp Elite, and if you haven't noticed that, like sometimes if you look on Yelp and you look at certain reviews, next to people's names, it'll say Elite 2025. So that means that they have their Elite badge right now for this year. You have to qualify every year to become Elite. I'm on 10 years of being a Yelp Elite, which means I have a black badge. So like if you look at my profile on the Yelp app, it would show like black surrounding me, which it means that once you hit 10 years, you get that black badge. I think gold is the one below that, which is, I think it might be 7 to 9 years or 5 to 9. I can't remember. And then the basic red badge is anyone that's under 5 years. So yeah, I've been doing Yelp Elite events and stuff for a long time. So there are some benefits to becoming a Yelp Elite. One of them is you get invited to special events, which is what happened here. And there was actually 2 events I attended this last week, which is really fun because normally they host maybe 1 event a month, maybe 2 if you're lucky, especially where I live right now because the area is so far span. Like some of the events could be an hour away, one direction, and then an hour away, like the other direction of me. So they tend to have a little bit more events, and I get invited to them, and you have to apply to the invite, and then you wait to see if you've actually received the invitation saying you've actually been picked for that specific event. Anyways, so when we attend these events, because the restaurant, the business is giving us something for free because they're doing a hosting. So like, let's say last week, one of them was a wine event where they did like a flight tasting of 4 of their different wines, or you could pick just, like if you just wanted a specific white wine, then you could just say, hey, I just want the glass of the white wine or whatever. And then they also had like a food truck company that was there, and they made us like sandwiches. And then there was also a little matcha company. So they were there. So we got to have a matcha as well. But anyways, for the events, they ask us to tip, obviously, because we're getting something free from these companies. And since I had 2 events, I had one that was at a wine event, and then I went to one yesterday that was in Santa Barbara. It was a poke one. I had to get cash so that I could tip both events. So that's what this is here, long story short. And then because I did it from Target where I got the cash back, I had to buy something first. So I just bought like a really cheap, low calorie drink, and then got the $10 cash back. And so this is how I enter cash back. Like, I mean, I would just say here that it's cash for the Yelp event because it had an actual purchase. I think if I just pulled out cash from like a bank, which I did have to do, I think I just put cash withdrawal. Let me just really quickly check. Yeah, so for that one, I just put cash withdrawal when I'm just pulling cash out. So we're going to approve that transaction. And then next is, I love The Sims 4. I've been playing The Sims 4, oh gosh, I don't even know, over 20 years, before my son was even born. I refuse to pay full price for any of the expansions anymore. I don't care if I'm dying to get that expansion. I just have invested so much money over the years into expansion packs and the packs that they have. So like if they have like special decor for the kitchen or whatever, it's a lot of money I've invested, and I try not to spend a lot of money. So I really wait until they have 50% off on these packs. So there was a pack called The Sims Love Struck expansion that came out last September. There were mixed reviews on whether it was worth it or not, because I guess there's a new decay system that will gradually reduce like the romantic relationship between Sims. So you have to actively be working on it all the time. And sometimes Sims that like you created in a household are no longer compatible. So they could be married and they're just no longer compatible. So it's really fun, but I haven't even actually played it, but I saw that there was a warning for like 3 days only. They were having this big sale. So I actually purchased it because it was 50% off. Yeah, so normally it would have been $39.99, but they had it for 50% off. So I can't wait to play it. Maybe I'll have some time to play it this next weekend. We'll see. I'm really busy right now doing a side hustle with, I created, besides this YouTube channel, I have another YouTube channel, which I've had for, gosh, 20 something years. And I'm not really focusing on posting a lot of content on that particular channel, but I decided to create a new one with the emphasis of actually trying to get it monetized and earn some money. So obviously I don't have enough subscribers on this channel to monetize it or to earn any money, but I'm still thinking about the future, and I don't know where the future of this channel will go because it's a very slow building channel. I don't turn out a lot of videos, but the niche that or niche, if you want to say, that I chose for this other YouTube channel that I'm practicing building on, I know there's a great need for it. One, because it's a lot of videos that I used to watch myself. So I'm really focusing on trying to build that YouTube channel for my side hustle. I will keep you guys updated. Hopefully, you know, maybe we see it monetize and you actually see some income coming into my budget here where I've earned money from that channel, but I will keep you posted. So anyways, working a lot on that. So I don't have a lot of free time to like play video games and stuff right now. Okay, so this right here is, where's the doctor visit? Oh, here we go. It's coming up before. I don't know why, when this would have come first. Okay, so I did have a visit with my doctor to establish a primary doctor. And this was a referral from one of my friends because I didn't know what doctor to choose. And she really liked this particular doctor. So I was on the wait list. I mean, it took 3 months for me to get scheduled in with her, basically. She's that popular. And I am allergic to bee stings. I found this out in 2019 when I stepped on one while I was in Kauai. And I didn't have an anaphylactic reaction, meaning like my throat didn't close up and stuff, but I did break out with hives. And I also had my sun allergy happening at the same time. So I kind of thought it wasn't even the bee sting, but I did take pictures to monitor my foot. And I saw the swelling, obviously, because I was taking photos of my foot. So like the first day I stepped on the bee, it was like late afternoon. My foot wasn't really swollen. It was just starting to turn a little red on the top of my foot. And then by the next morning, my foot was swollen and the top of my foot was red. And then I still didn't go to the urgent care then. I waited until till 2 days later. And 2 days later, my hands were swollen, my arms were swollen. When that happened, I was like, I need to go to urgent care. And so the doctor in Kauai gave me a cortisone shot, and he didn't put it was an allergic reaction to a bee sting. He just put that I was having an allergic reaction. So when I went back home, I didn't follow up with a regular doctor about it, which I should have. I just didn't, because I'm like, yeah, I'm not really outside much. It's so hot out here. I'm not outside. Well, with my new job, I'm outside all the time. So I'm just going to go ahead and clear that transaction for the doctor visit, because that was my copay, $30. Back to my story here. So when I saw her, I told her about the bee sting reaction, and that it's a slow reaction, but obviously I did have a lot of swelling and stuff, which most people would have a little bit of swelling and some redness from a bee sting. But the fact that like it was that swollen, and like I couldn't put my shoes on and stuff by day 2, this leads me to think that if I were to get stung again, which that was my 3rd bee sting ever, I didn't really have much of a reaction with the 2 prior to that, other than a little bit of swelling in my finger, because I got stung on the finger and stung on my thigh. And yeah, it was just a little bit of redness, a little bit of swelling, not much. But the fact that this one had swelling of my feet and my hands, and my face was actually swollen too. You could tell in my photos from Kauai that my face was very puffy. That I'm thinking if I got stung again, it could be worse, because apparently, if you've never even been allergic to bees, you could suddenly become allergic to bee stings. So I just wanted to be safe, because I work outside so much, and a lot of times I'm like getting down in the grass and stuff, and sitting down in the grass, and you can't always see, like if there's a dead bee sitting there, you might like get on the stinger or sit on the stinger. So I just wanted to be safe. So anyways, she did prescribe me an Epipen, and also I have plantar fasciitis right now in one of my feet. It's kind of been a hindrance. Like I definitely don't want to walk anywhere where normally I would walk like to the shopping center, to the Target. The thought of like walking around for leisure right now, just, it didn't jive with me because of the pain in my foot. Even when I had my friends come visit me back in April, I had a lot of pain in my foot. So she suggested that I just try taking some pain medicine, a different type of pain medicine that I was taking at home. I was taking Motrin, and I only took it for like a day or 2, and it really didn't help. And so she said, no, if you do have swelling in your foot, you need to take it for at least 2 weeks. So she prescribed a stronger pain medication right now, anti-inflammatory medication. So that's what this is as well. Long story short, I've got so much better in my foot now. It's like almost non-existent. It's been great. And I've been taking the pain medicine for almost 1 week. So actually the next step she said was that she ordered me to get an x-ray done, and then so I can go see a podiatrist, but I really don't want to do that. And especially now, if it seems like the inflammation is going away and it's feeling a lot better, I don't want to go that route. Anyways, so speaking of my side hustle, so right here, $119.88 is a yearly subscription to Epidemic Sound. If you haven't heard of Epidemic Sound, it's what a lot of content creators on YouTube will use for their music. The new channel that I'm focusing on building right now, it's primarily music based. I need music. So that's this. Guilt-free spending. So this weekend I went to a farmer's market, and so I went there with a friend, and we bought some stuff. So here I didn't quite know what to do with this transaction. So this is my friend actually bought she bought like some sourdough bread from this vendor, and for some reason her Venmo, like she had to relink her card or something. So I just offered just to pay for it really quick. That way she doesn't have to worry, like fiddle with, trying to mess around linking her card, because they put like their Venmo QR code and stuff like right there on the stand, so you can just quickly pay. And this woman like actually has a line. Everyone really likes her sourdough bread. So yeah, it's called Ojai Rote. I don't know how you say it. It's French, but anyways, I'm probably saying it how you say it in Spanish. So anyways, I helped cover the cost of this. And then what happened is she sent me $7 through Apple Pay. And I never really paid attention to this, but with Apple Pay, when I want to transfer the money into a checking account, like if you want immediate, they charge a fee. Well, I have two bank accounts linked to it. One bank account is not even in my budget here because it was one that I used for my business, and it's a Capital One account. So when I looked at my options for transferring my Apple Pay money into a checking account, it was going to charge me 25 cents, even though if I was, saying 3 days, whatever, it was going to charge me 25 cents to go into my credit union, which is this main checking account. Or it was free to put it into my Capital One account, which was for my business that I don't even use anymore. So unfortunately, $7 went into the business account. So my business account doesn't have very much in it, although as my YouTube channel grows, the one that I'm focusing on building besides this one, I will be using the business account for expenses. So when I have to pay for Epidemic Sound, all of that, I'll probably track my income that way as well too. That way it's easier to track for taxes. Okay, so there we are. Everything is done there. And now I'm going to click on the credit cards because now there's transactions to approve here with the credit cards. It's saying that I overspent. I don't remember seeing this before. This might be something new. So overspending in May, I spent $11.83 more. This is telling me that for my payment, I think it's saying I don't have enough money for my payment because I have this overspent here. So it's saying that I've budgeted $17.66 to make my credit card payment, but it's not green. So that means I need to add more money to cover any new charges. So here, this was a payment I made from my main checking account to the Chase Amazon card. So that's why it's positive and it's not red here. So it's $27.89 payment that I made. So we're going to say yes. And then this was, I purchased a chai coffee syrup. Like I've said on this channel a few times, I love coffee. So I ordered this from Amazon and it had really good reviews. It's only 12 ounces, so it's very expensive, but I actually sat down and did the math, like how much it would cost for my beans, for the milk I would use, and then using this syrup. And it's $3 to make one chai latte versus if I go buy a coffee, I'm spending $6.50 to $7 plus tip if I do leave a tip. So I'm saving half the price by making it myself. So that's why I justified even buying this syrup. And notice it's here under groceries and not under my coffee budget because my coffee budget is actually for coffee beans. So just purchasing the beans. Okay, and then this was a waste of money, which I'm really upset about. It was a snuffle mat that I bought for my bunnies that, it's for cats or dogs. It's smaller than I anticipated. It's totally my fault because it did say the dimensions were 15 inches by 15 inches. So it is small. It's a lot smaller than what I'm used to getting them. But what was really disappointing is it stinks. It stinks so badly of chemicals. As soon as I opened it, it smelled like chemicals. I washed it and I didn't put it in the dryer because I was afraid like some of the material that's on the backing of it, it's like anti-grip material. And I was afraid like it might get chewed up and fall apart or whatever. So I just air dried it. So I washed it really good in the washer with some towels and it still smells like chemicals. And there is no way I would give this mat to my bunnies. So there's just no way. So this is getting thrown out. It was still air drying. And then I thought maybe I'll let it sit out for a couple of days to see if the smell goes away. No, it's still there. I may try to wash it one more time, but I'm thinking this is going into the garbage. I wanted to go back and show you here because we do have overspending. I I think I'll do that at the very end because I did see here in my budget, it does say I have some categories that are overspent. So I think I'm just still going to go through here and approve the transactions, and then I'll get to the overspent parts. Discover. Now, I did buy some more coffee beans and stuff too, but yeah. So this actually was for Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf, which is a franchise here in Southern California. So normally I do like their drinks. I would totally buy their coffee drinks over Starbucks any day. They taste so much better. I did buy their beans and I thought their beans were pretty good. They are a little bit oily, which is not a good sign. So they're a little bit oily and they're not roasted evenly. There's some like darker beans mixed in there, which means, yeah, they weren't roasted evenly. Oily also means that they sat around for a little bit. So not the best quality, but I needed coffee. It's certainly better than buying some of the coffee beans off the grocery shelves or Starbucks, which Starbucks is also known for over roasting their beans and uneven roasting too. But anyways, so that's what this is I spent $20 to buy beans. The beans itself actually wasn't even $20. That was $20 to load the coffee bean card to buy the beans. I think the beans were only $15, but so I still have a little bit on the coffee bean card, but I'm counting $20 because that's what I spent to load the card. So this was an actual payment to Discover, which was $98.65, which mainly was for the oil change and tire rotation. Sorry, I can't speak. And then I gotta hurry up because I have to leave in a couple minutes for my next client. So this was an actual coffee that I bought. I had a break. It's a problem. If I have a break, I end up buying coffee because like I'm sitting around for like an hour and a half. I can't always come back home. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the built card. So here is that T-Mobile that I told you. I don't know why there's an I here. It should have been approved. Not sure why it's give this transaction a good once over, categorize correctly, approve it. I'm not sure why it wasn't linked. It's nothing new. YNAB should know about this. And then here was the actual payment to Built, Wells Fargo. Blenders, again, I had a break. So I stopped and got a chai. It's like a blended drink, like not a juice, but it was like a blended iced drink. It was so good. And I also got a brownie. So this was very expensive for this break, this particular day, but I had like a 2-hour break. So what am I going to do? I sat by the ocean and had a nice view. There's nothing there. Venmo, these are my pet insurances. So I use Venmo to pay them. The amounts are different because each rabbit has a different amount because they do it by their age. So because Winnie is older, hers is more expensive. Her plan is more expensive than Tater's. Now we're going to go back to the overspent categories, I should say. So if I click here, so these are going to show me all of the overspent categories, and I'm going to start here with the bunnies. So, I spent money on their pine pellets. I remember I think I only gave the category $15, so I spent more. So I spent $11.84 on the pine pellets, which I was anticipating this. Getting the snuffle mat was a bonus and waste of money. And normally I would complain and return it back to Amazon, but I mean, I should have just done that, but I decided to just post a negative review, hoping the seller would see it, but nope, haven't done anything, haven't said anything. So now I need to see what category I'm going to cover this with. I'm going to take this from, I'm pretty sure I don't have anything in the Oopsie fund anymore. No, and that's why the Oopsie fund would normally show up here under the fixed, under fixed costs. But because there's no money in the Oopsie fund, it's not an option, right? So you have to take something from a positive balance. So I'm going to take it from household. And then this was my coffee beans. Coffee beans, I think I'm going to take it from the grocery budget just because when I went grocery shopping Saturday, I didn't spend my full amount. Yeah, I still had $21.15 in the budget. So I'm going to cover that. Oopsie. So here we go. This is why Oopsie didn't have any money, because I have spent too much from Oopsie. So I took $40 to open up that checking account from it. Epidemic Sound, that was the big hitter for $119. So Oopsie, we are going to take this $80.45, which I don't have. We're going to take you from household items, which sucks because I am going to need toilet paper soon. I have like 2 rolls left. And then now we still need some more money to pull you from. Shopping has $2.70, so I'm going to pull that. Ugh, this is going to be painful, pulling a bunch of little amounts out of different categories. Car insurance, obviously can't take it from there. Sorry, my alarm went off, so I need to leave for my client. So I'm just going to quickly go through this. So I am going to take it from the gas here because I am getting paid in a couple of days. I just got gas today, so I should be okay taking some money from gas. And just to show you again, in case we missed it from the camera going off there, gas has $142. So I'm going to just take it here. And when I get paid, I'm going to have to put some money back into the gas. Health. So this was to cover some of the medication and, yeah, it's $50. I was allotting $60 in the Oopsie fund for this, but I spent more than I anticipated this month. So there was no money in the Oopsie fund to take this from. This I'm going to take from, we're going to take some from groceries, and I'm going to take a little bit from gas again. Last category, $35.22. And this really means like I need to stop buying things because we're getting close to my next paycheck, which might be low. I think I'm going to take this from, we're going to take it from gas again. Okay, so now I have covered all of my overspending. The main thing is this right here. My car insurance is due. I think it's going to get taken out on the 23rd, and that's $169. Gas, I'm left with $52. Groceries, I have no money. And household, I have no money. So when I get paid this week, I'm going to have to put some money into groceries and some for gas. But I need to crack down because, again, my hours have been very low this paycheck. So we'll see how it goes. This is why I need to focus on my side hustle, which I know is not an overnight success, but I need to really focus on that because I need to have something to help me out with, help support my income. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you liked it. I will see you guys in the next one.